The gun salute and taps, and it was a beautiful service. And so we were talking mental health with them, and now today we're going to kind of continue that trend. And you ladies, you are part of the 50-mile march 2023 Operation Noble Forge. I've talked a lot. Now I'm gonna send it over to you and let you guys kind of tell the folks what that is. And whoever would like to start can sure hop right in.
Lisa, go ahead and start, honey. Yeah, I actually thought you should start since this is your third year. So Sherry's done a fabulous job of having done this for 3 years, and I'm new to it. This will be my first year of walking. We walk from Lincoln, the state capital in Lincoln, to the Nebraska Brewing Company in Omaha. It's about a 22-hour walk. We walk overnight. The premise is we march for them. Basically, veterans, as everyone knows, have served us, and they're underserved population. So yes, we raise funds. Everybody in the walkers, all of the walkers. Is there 101 this year, Sherry, or is it even a little bit more than that?
I think it's 101, but I know that there's also some veterans walking with us, Melanie. But it's a mix, right? So it might be people that have served, or a civilian.
Well, and veterans, when they get out, they are really well known for helping other veterans also.
Yes. It's unfortunately just the ones that can't ask for help. Like the ones that need the help, they have a hard time asking for help. And that's another big part of our mission. And that's why, the funeral you attended yesterday, that is why we're marching. Because the resources were not there when that veteran came home. They weren't there, so we don't, he should have not been homeless. He should have not been struggling with mental health. He should not, have been alone. And so that's why we're marching. That's exactly why we're marching. For the mental health, we need to empower these veterans that need help because they have a hard time asking for help. The ones that are okay, God, yes, they want to help. But the ones that aren't okay, they have such a tough time asking for it that we have to find them and get them the resources they need.
Yeah, because we don't want to fail them. They did this for us, and whether
Right.
we need to be there for them when they come home.
Absolutely. And Lisa, I don't know if you had that opportunity, but we had an opportunity. I think the video is something about our why. What's our why? And I had to think about it, and I'm like, I think I'm angry. I hate to say that, but it angers me that someone that has gone and sacrificed time away from their wife, children, sisters, brothers, parents, grandparents, they have made this ultimate and sometimes ultimate sacrifice, but they've made voluntarily. They've taken the oath to go keep the United States military strong, and then they come back and they might not be okay. And that I get so angry that anybody that's gone and went through all those sacrifices should ever have to want for anything as basic as shelter and mental health resources. So, our nonprofits are amazing that we're working with, and they do such great things. And so I think my why was exactly that. They go and serve. We've got to take care of them when they come home.
Lisa and Sherry, I was watching the video that kind of explains a little bit how this works, and my heart just stirred. I watch anything like this, the flag, the music put together, the people walking, it just makes me tear up. And there's a reason we get so emotional about that, isn't there?
Yeah, I got tears in my eyes just when you were describing that funeral. It's not okay.
It's not okay.
Not okay.
So I mentioned when I did the story for that we failed him, and we need to do better. We, as a country, we need to do better. So I would like to thank you, first of all, for doing this and making this your passion. And the 50-mile march, I understand that you'll start at the state capitol by sleeping on the sidewalk there.
Mm-hmm. yeah, just to give us a feel for what it's like to sleep on cement with no blanket and no pillow. And I was ashamed after my first year walking that I had never even thought about what that felt like before. It's changing. And Lisa, this is her first year, your first year. You'll be forever changed, Lisa, I promise you, because I was just embarrassed. I had never even thought about what that felt like, and then all of a sudden it was very real, and you're marching with people that have tried to take, I marched with a guy last year that had tried to take his life several times.
Yeah, that's a huge problem too. I know that the number is 22, but the more and more people I talk to, it's actually much higher than that now. It's a real problem that we need to address.
Well, I mean, the statistics just here in Nebraska are staggering. And I had a fundraiser at the end of July, and I had 3 veterans talk to me at my fundraiser about things that they had to do and were asked to do. And then all of a sudden it's very clear why they are struggling. It's not an easy job to be in our military.
Right.
In war.
Especially war, but all veterans, of course. But I talk to people, and I've asked veterans questions, and they look at me and say, Melanie, it was war. The simple questions that you don't have. We as civilians have no idea what they've done for us.
So I've done the talking. Lisa, your turn. No, that's okay. It's great. My sentiments exactly. For me personally, I'm extremely thankful for my freedom every single day, and we wouldn't have it without the veterans. And I feel like they are very underserved when they come home. It's a very thankless job, and like Sherry said, they're sacrificing seeing their babies born and seeing their kids graduate high school, all so that we can enjoy our lives every day.
Well, and they're not getting rich doing this either.
No. And my son is in the military right now, and by the time they have a car payment and they get some housing, but it's not you're not going to get rich.
May I ask where your son is serving?
He is at Fort Campbell. He is in air assault school. He graduated boot camp in June, and then advanced infantry training after that, and now he's in air assault school at Fort Campbell. Sending me videos of learning how to rappel without a wall.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but I know he's been out in the field a lot lately, and a lot of 16 out, no sleep, just it sounds worse than boot camp.
Right. No, they get specialized and it gets harder and harder. So my son is also in the Army. He is a lieutenant based in Fort Stewart in Georgia.
Okay.
And we just got back from driving to Georgia and back to go visit him.
Well, I will pray for him.
And I for your son.
And for you.
Thank you. So my daughter's in the National Guard. Yeah, so it does affect a lot of people that we know close, and though, we have just the fact that we're all Americans and we live in a free country, it affects everybody.
It sure does. And if everybody would give $1 to our cause, $1, if everybody would give $1, right. I mean, I can't imagine the help and what we could build for these guys. Because the people behind the scenes of this march, Ron Hernandez, Leon Hayes, some of the guys behind the scenes of this, they know where our homeless veterans are at. They're checking on them. And they're saying, when you're ready, we've got you. All you got to do is say the word. They keep doing buddy checks. They keep doing checks on them because they're out there, boots on the ground. They're moving the furniture into the apartments for them when they are ready. They're finding the donated furniture. They're using their own vehicles to transport the furniture. I mean, these guys that we're supporting, Moving Veterans Forward and Guitars for Vets and Mission 22, these guys are doing the hard work. I mean, we're walking and we're raising the money, but the nonprofits that this money goes to, that truly is where, I mean, yeah, we're doing a great thing by walking 50 miles and raising money, but it's that we're doing a 24-hour time period. These guys are working on with these nonprofits 365. I can guarantee you they don't ever not pick up the phone.
You're letting us be aware that these things are happening, and that thank you for doing that. I'd like to ask you just real quick and either of you can answer this, what do you do to prepare? Because I'm not sure I could just get up on the road and walk 50 miles in 22 hours. I mean, do you guys sleep in the middle? Do you just go the whole route, the whole in one shot? How does it work, the training and the process?
Go, Lee.
Yeah, I think everybody's got a little bit of a method to their madness. So I think most walkers have at least prepared on a weekly basis with at least a 10-mile ruck, and several miles in between on the weekdays, or maybe they're doing their 10 miles during the week also. For me, I still did some of my regular workouts as well. On top of that, just to keep some regular strength. So, and I think shoes, from what I understand, Sherry could probably attest to that a little bit more, are pretty important. Sounds like there's been some pretty good blister stories in the past marches. Hydration, but yeah, I think just a lot of walking just to get your legs and your muscles prepared, your ankles, tendons, all those things.
And do you sleep halfway? Is there like a 3-hour break in the middle somewhere?
We take a break about every 10 miles, approximately. The first year with just the 6 walkers, there was nothing prepared. It really was just 6 walkers going out and walking 50 miles. The second year there was 30 some walkers, and they had stops set up about every 10 miles where we could they had like a big RV that hauled chairs for us that we put our feet up for like 10-15 minutes, change our socks and shoes if we needed to, that kind of thing. Last year I felt like we got treated like royalty. There was coffee at the stops. There was a banana. I mean, it was like, whoa. We had someone like with moleskin and Band-Aids there. It was like awesome. And I think this year we're going to be treated even better. But the stops are like at Stonebrook, Lenoma Beach, Hy-Vee, Cabela's. But yes, we stop about every 10 miles for about 10 or 15, 20 minutes roughly. But we do have a longer stop overnight at Lenoma Beach. And that is where you can get a little bit longer rest. Make a phone call if you need to make a phone call. It's not just a quick change your shoes, socks, and get back up and go. You've got a little bit longer rest there. I think it might be a 45-minute or an hour rest at that one overnight. But no, there is no stopping and sleeping for a few hours. It's pretty much straight through.
Well, you would have to go I think I kind of did a little preliminary math, and you would have to go, if you went 2 miles in an hour, it would take you 25 hours or something like that.
They keep us at a 3.1 to 3.2 pace, Melanie, and the reason is every year this is growing with the grace of God. This is growing. But we get that slinky effect if we have the fast walkers in front and the slower walkers in the back. Then we get too spread out,
right?
And it's too unsafe because we don't have a bunch of safety vehicles around us. We've got drunk drivers going down Highway 6. We've got church traffic in the morning. We might have fog. We might have sun glare. So he wants us to stay a pretty tight formation. So he keeps us at 3.1 to 3.2, which it does make some people angry. It's not their natural pace, and it's hard to not walk your natural pace. but for the safety of the group, he's going to keep us at 3.1 to 3.2 miles an hour. I think we've got 7 stops or so. I don't know how many stops. No, not 7. But anyway,
I think yeah.
6, we stop about every 10 miles. So we'll be okay. And we've got stuff. They've told us what, we bring powder, we bring, change of socks, stuff to prevent chafing and band, they've got a foot doctor there this year. So yeah, I think, you want to get your calluses built up. Like Lisa said, a lot of walking, a lot of hydration, good nutrition this last week, and wearing a hat in case it gets hot, change of clothes because it does get cool overnight, and then you're sweaty and it gets cold. And
yeah, the nighttime's definitely the time to walk, especially with this heat wave we're seeing. I'm hoping this heat wave gets kind of through its attitude that it's having right now.
It's out of here. It's gonna leave. It's out of here. It's out of here. It's gonna be a beautiful weekend to walk.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
We're willing it to happen, aren't we, Lisa?
Yes, yeah. I think I saw 85, and I'm like, I'll take it.
After 105 all week, 85 will feel like a cold front.
No doubt. Yes. It'll be perfect. Yep.
Yeah. So now all the proceeds do stay in Nebraska, correct?
Yep.
And you mentioned a couple specific nonprofits. Do you want to say anything more about those?
I'm not super familiar with one of the newest ones, but I am very familiar with Moving Veterans Forward and Guitars for Vets. Lisa, do you know much about the other one that's new that we're supporting this year?
Yeah, so their new vision, it's my understanding that they're looking at some land in the Papillion area. They have it pretty much secured. They're going to build a community, which is super exciting. I love their vision. They're going to build a community for veterans. It's going to have 22 tiny homes to start with, and basically have all of the resources to empower these veterans to get back on their feet for PTSD, for homelessness, for whatever it is that they need to move their life forward.
Oh, that is exciting.
But there's another nonprofit that we're working with, and I can't think what it is. It's this gentleman, and I think they actually might be Council Bluffs. So when you say is all the money staying in Nebraska, I might have misspoke because I think they're out of Council Bluffs. But I want to say like Mission 22 or something. But anyway, the Moving Veterans Forward is the homelessness piece. They're the ones working, trying to get the veterans into apartments, and not only into the apartments, but furnished. And then Guitars for Vets, we have learned that if we can get veterans that are having mental health issues, if we can get an instrument in their hands, their anxiety, their PTSD, their nightmares, their flashbacks, all of that subsides by a substantial percentage, which reduces their risk of suicide. But yes, to Lisa's point, that community that we're striving to build, yes, that's going to be fantastic because it will have a place to store the furniture. It will have training for them. And that's going to be in Sarpy County. I think they're hoping, didn't they say the end of 2024, Elise, is when the land is out? Yeah.
Well, that is fabulous.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. If you go to 50milemarch.org website, there is so much you can find out on there. But yeah, it talks about that. Community that we're raising money for in Sarpy County with the 22 homes and the training and the education piece for our veterans. It'll be awesome.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all that. And you said, say the website one more time in case people didn't hear it.
50milemarch.org.
50milemarch.org, and you can find all sorts of resources there. And then the last kind of piece I want to touch on is the two of you are both considered teammates within a group of people that each have several teams. And I think I saw 91 teams doing this, and then each of you raises money that goes toward a total number, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and do you want to tell me, Sherry, how much you've raised so far?
My goal is 5,000, and I think I'm pretty darn close. I think I was really close to 4,800 last time I checked, but I tell you, I'm super blessed, and I see some more has come in, and I think it updates every 24 hours. I think I'm close to 4,800, so I'm almost there.
Wow, that's
Nice.
wonderful. Good job.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how about you, Lisa?
Yes, my goal is 2,500 in my first year, and I am at 2,750 right now. So I'm super excited to have exceeded my goal.
Oh, wow. So exceeded your goal even. Wow. And it's your first year. Are you nervous at all? Or you think you got this?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm nervous because my foot. I mean, you don't know how your body's going to hold up.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're going to get a cramp. You don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody goes into this without a lot of prayer, and because it's not easy, but it's not supposed to be easy.
Right,
We're supposed to be reminded how hard our veterans work for us. It's not supposed to be easy. So I think we all go in with anxiety and nerves, especially because I'm old.
Well,
I'm right there with you.
Age is a state of mind, and I don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming you're younger than a lot of us.
Oh my God. I don't know. I think we've got a few people older marching, but not too many. We've got a great age range this year. I think our oldest marcher is in their 70s. And then don't we have a teenager marching?
We have a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazing.
good for them.
So that is. And I can't believe that it's doubled. I mean, it's doubled. We doubled our walkers this year from what we had last year.
Now, what highway did you say you're going to be going down?
Highway 6.
Highway 6 between Lincoln and Omaha. Okay, so if you're out driving on August 26th or 27th and you see these folks out there, 101 you said? 101 people?
Mm-hmm.
101 people.
Walkers, yes.
Walkers. Yep. Potentially, will you have like a sheriff's car with you, or who's going to escort you?
Ron Hernandez will be escorting us, and then last year we had a few security vehicles. I don't know what they have lined up for security, but they always have at least one behind us just so we're somewhat protected in the dark. I mean, it's just, we try not to have like a whole bunch of blinking lights because that affects people's state of mind while they're walking, but we do have like reflective gear on our backs, stuff like that. But last year, we just had a couple vehicles protecting us, one in the front, one in the back. And we always keep our walkers on the outside fresh. We rotate those guys out if you're on the outside lane.
That makes sense.
So that you're fresh and aware. And
very good.
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's dangerous at night. It's dark hours for much of the walk, and you've got all kinds of crazy things that can happen on a dark highway. So,
all right, folks. So make sure if you're out there on Highway 6 on August 26th and 27th to keep a close eye and to give these folks some room. Give them some room. They're doing some great things. They've raised over $192,000 so far for the 50-mile march, all going to go toward helping veterans. Yes, and Lisa is reaching that 3,000 mark, Sherry the 5,000 mark, and so doing great things to help our veterans once they come home and they need that little extra boost to get them back on track.
I'm just super thankful that you are getting the word out there for us, and Lisa, I'm so excited to walk with you, and thank you. So just pray for everyone's safety and pray that the people that hear this, go to 50milemarch.org, hit the donate button, find Lisa or I's team or anybody's team, and just, every dollar counts. And Melanie, thank you so much for the opportunity for us to visit with you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for letting me. And I will share your links to your team pages with this podcast. I'm going to go ahead and load this podcast right after we get off the phone. So people you have less than 5 days, or just right at 5 days, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's we leave the state capitol at 5 p.m. on Saturday, so we're T-minus whatever. But Melanie, just so I can put it out on my Facebook page too, how do people hear your podcast?
Okay, so I'll have a link directly on my Midwest Media by Melanie Facebook page. But I also, you can generally find me. I've been told you can find me anywhere podcasts are available. So I'm with Apple and iHeartRadio and all of those places. So I'll put some keywords in there. I'll drop your names in there. I'll drop in the 50 Mile March. If people search it, they should be able to find it, but definitely for sure at Midwest Media by Melanie on Facebook.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah. And Angel for having us on. And Lisa, I can't wait to see you Saturday.
I'm a little jealous. I'd kind of like to go out there and walk with you ladies, but I'm not sure I could make it 50 miles.
Next year, you're in.
All right. That sounds like a plan.
The only thing other I'll mention is that if anybody wants to meet us at the Nebraska Brewing Company, they would like you to sign up for that event so they can plan for the crowd. Anticipating that we're going to arrive around 2 o'clock at the Nebraska Brewing Company on Sunday, August 27th. And there's going to be, I think they're having some bands and, of course, food and drinks there for everybody to celebrate as the walkers come in. And then you can find the link on the 50mile.org website, 50milemarch.org.
They're asking people to please register for that?
Yes. Okay. Yep, it's free. It's a free event, but they're asking for registration just so that they can plan.
Well, that makes sense. Plan ahead. Sounds good.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Run out of food and beverage.
Food trucks there. It's going to be great.
We'll make sure you get to the water first and the best place to sit and kick your feet up so you can enjoy.
I suck at waiting for us.
Wonderful. I'm so happy you're doing this, and I'm so proud of you for doing this. Definitely Nebraska women hard at work for our veterans. Thank you so much, Lisa and Sherry, for joining me on the podcast today.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet. This is Melanie Standiford. Melanie, Mrs. Jane Guests. We are here coming to you right here from Curtis, Nebraska today. We spoke with Sherry and Lisa. They're marching for the 50 Mile March 2023. And we were brought to you today by K-Clips out of North Platte, Nebraska. Have a great one. And I just started saying this last time. I'm going to say it again. God bless America.